3 o'clock in the morning, any morning during Prohibition. In coastal waters, there are men at work, rum runners industriously obeying the law of supply and demand, but breaking all of the others. Prohibition, the 18th Amendment to the Constitution, was the final, and I must say, consummate result of the Spartan idealism that swept the country before the armistice. But that idealism is as dead as the League of Nations, and with it died any chance of Prohibition's success, if there ever was any. Bootleg hooch becomes the dictator in the revolution of manners and morals, and it also becomes a major industry, developing its own techniques of packaging, shipping, and merchandising. Entry into a speakeasy becomes a national ritual. "No, I don't know you," says the bouncer. "Joe sent me," pleads the thirsty citizen. "Membership card? Money? Well, that's different. Come right on in and name your poison." This joint's the bee's knees and the cat's pajamas all rolled into one. Nobody knows how dry I am. Every sip of scotch, every swallow of gin is a violation of the law of the land. But happy scofflaws are sipping and swallowing from coast to coast. And between martinis, one of them sums up the tea-hound's attitude toward the 18th Amendment. Prohibition is an awful flop. We like it. It can't stop what it's meant to stop. We like it. It's left a trail of graft and slime. It's filled our land with vice and crime. It don't prohibit worth a dime. Nevertheless, we're for it. Ships can't bring in the stuff fast enough to quench the great American thirst. Alky cooking and hideaway booze factories turns out raw whiskey on a mass production basis. But the customer is always told it's just off the boat. Between hooch and beer, the profits of bootlegging run into real dollars, tens of millions. Like any other business, it's thoroughly and efficiently organized, but with some additional complications. Business rivals are out to kill you, and the occupational hazard is hijacking. Gun barrels and beer barrels are a highly compatible combination, and so profitable that the boys can't resist moving into other lines of work. Now all you have to do is pay tribute to the gangs, and if you don't, all the gangsters have to do is wreck your business. A simple, reasonable arrangement, unless you become too objectionable. In that case, a representative from Consolidated Rackets Incorporated pays a routine business call. Gang warfare. The gangsters turn against themselves. They slaughter each other. Murder becomes synonymous with Chicago, that toddling town. It's the day of Little Caesar, the underworld big shot, Jack Legs Diamond and Diane O'Banion, Johnny Torrio and Machine Gun Kelly. Sure, there's an arrest now and then, for appearance's sake, but the legal department of Rackets Unlimited specializes in what is technically known as putting in the fix and beating the rap. And all real gangsters do just that. Public enemy number one, they don't come any bigger than Alphonse Capone. From the nothingness of a small-time bouncer, Scarface Al has risen to control a crime and vice syndicate that grosses $100 million a year, deploys an army of 700 thugs and gunmen, and corrupts, dominates the city of Chicago. Render unto Caesar? Everyone does. But never fear. Mayor Big Bill Thompson is equal to the situation. If King George comes to Chicago, he tells his constituents, I'll crack him in the snoot.